When we said we wanted racism out of the United States, we were not talking about Cracker Barrel. I just saw Kev on stage video talking about the new logo. What is that? What do you mean the restaurants don't look like a shack? Oh! If I don't walk in there and feel like somebody's about to call me a slur, I'm not in the right place. I'm not in the right place. That's the only place in all of America I want to feel like that. You can change everywhere else. Leave Cracker Barrel alone.
Why am I seeing that Cracker Barrel redid their logo? They took out the barrel and the cracker. I don't know. It shouldn't feel like a safe space. Like, every time I went in, breakfast was good, but it's because I had my sausages and my pancakes, and I had a little side of racism with the service.
Look, Cracker Barrel, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Put that cracker and that barrel back in that logo. And I'm so serious.
I asked this question. I think I probably know the answer. What if all the customers are coming at you hard enough about the look of the restaurant and they want
I
to go
remember
back to
this.
the old way? Would you do it?
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
Well, Julie Messino, it's wonderful to have you here.
Pleasure to be
thank
here.
You
Thank you
for
again.
answering those questions for all the Cracker Barrel fans out there. And a lot of great changes.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Robin?
Can I get in writing that the peg game is going to stay?
The peg game is staying.
Okay.
So are the rocking chairs,
And the
fireplace, vintage decor. It's all there.
All right. Okay, because that would be a deal breaker. That would be a deal breaker.
Oh, man. Cracker Barrel tried to delete the old timer and got smacked with a $143 million meltdown. Tonight, the logo is back, and the receipts tell the story. Now, that's what happens when you rip out the piece people came for. You can redecorate, but don't amputate the brand's heart. And it's funny, these people out here selective with their racism. You see what happens when you come together for a cause? You know what I mean? You can do, but I'm not saying this is the most righteous. I personally don't care, but you see America is invested into it. But here's where marketing met math. Watch the hit.
But even the apology is getting backlash. Cracker Barrel spending $700 million on a rebranding plan that they say will turn the product from old rustic to perhaps more modern streamlined. Customers say that's just a giant helping of biscuits and bologna. They don't like it. So after a week's worth of backlash, the Tennessee-based company did put out an apology statement of sorts, which said, in part, quote, "We know we won't always get everything right the first time, but we'll keep testing, learning, and listening to our guests and employees." But the mea culpa, well, it didn't go down that well. Critics called it lame, and social media lit up with comments like these, quote, "You kicked Uncle Herschel to the curb. Now you are paying the price. Own it and stop making excuses." Another wrote, "Eating Sunday supper in a place that looks like a car dealership does not say vintage Americana." But the company's new logo, let's begin there, a simple gold shield with the restaurant's name, but gone is the image of a man affectionately called Uncle Herschel, dressed in overalls, sitting by a barrel. The company also says stores will be decluttered with fewer knickknacks on the wall, with brighter paint and booths. Critics call that soulless, sterile, and woke. Erasing heritage, they say. Another part of the apology statement, though, went on to say, look, the things people love most about our stores aren't going anywhere. Rocking chairs on the porch, a warm fire in the hearth, peg games on the table, unique treasures in our gift shop, and vintage Americana. But you know what, guys? It's not just the criticism that won't go away. The stock price for Cracker Barrel has dropped 10% since this controversy began. That translates to about $143 million in value being wiped off the books. So, yes, Cracker Barrel wants to move ahead and wants this controversy to go away, but it's not happening anytime soon.
Not at all. Investors aren't emotional. They're allergic to bad bets. Cut the icon. Cut your base. Your market cap follows. Womp womp. And it wasn't just the sign out front though. Look what they mess with on the inside.
You're a genius. If you leave 2, you're pretty smart. If you leave 3, you're just plain dumb. And if you leave 4, you're more than just a plain ignoramus.
Now that was the original.
That's the offensive version.
Now what's about
Now they've changed it.
Cleaned it up. Yeah, so you won't be as
The
offended.
new
by
one
it.
says if you leave only 1, you're a genius. If you leave 2 and the rocking chair, but not the game. Wait, if leave 2 and rocking the chair, but not the game. Okay, you're rocking the chair, but you're not rocking the game. Leave 3 or more, no reason to be embarrassed. Try again.
They misspelled embarrassed.
Which is embarrassing. Okay, so the original, the reason they're doing this is it's woke. They don't like the first word and what it means.
The first word?
The first word in their name, Cracker Barrel.
What does that mean?
Because there's a man, and they're saying that could represent the man, and then he's leaning on the barrel. But this is what...
You're a genius. If you leave 2,
Oh,
you're
man.
pretty smart.
From you're just plain dumb to no reason to be embarrassed. Corporate sanded off these, the how do I say, the folksy edges that made it Cracker Barrel. You can't A/B test nostalgia, can you? And when you scrub out the soul, your regulars, they feel it first.
Hey y'all, so as y'all can see, I work at Cracker Barrel as a waitress, and we're struggling. You see all these people? We all got here at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Well, I got here at 4, and I've only had 3 tables tonight. Everybody has had like 2 or 3 tables max. I say at least like 9 tables their whole shift. Like tonight, I've only had 3 tables, and I've made $13 total. So, yeah, Cracker Barrel, what are we doing? What?
Ouch.
Something's got to give, y'all. People got families to feed.
That's right.
y'all, so-
When your brand slips, it's not a boardroom problem. It's a paycheck problem. 9 tables shift shrink to 2. Man, that's not politics. That's payroll. Somebody said, it's okay, dear. She wants us back now. Oh, what is this? What do we got right here?
Julie, CEO of your favorite Southern themed restaurant, and I want all of you to know that we hear you.
This sounds like AI, by the way.
We fucked up.
Yeah, I'm going to stop it right here. I'm going to go ahead and retweet it for anybody who want to go to my X account and see it, just because I don't know I didn't get a chance to vet it. But pressure bills and the loudest voices, they weigh in. Trump decided to do that. He posted on Truth Social. Let me get it up here for y'all. Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo. Admit a mistake based on customer response, the ultimate poll, and manage the company better than ever before. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity. Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States of America the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, it was dead. Good luck. I'm just saying, Trump is a businessman. I don't know what the stipulations is when in terms of running a business and being a president. I'm just saying, it might be a good time for Trump. Hey, let's turn the thing around. We can, like you said, we're going to make them pancakes, great again. Yeah, man. Trump framed it plain. Admit the mistake, roll back the logo, and claim the free publicity. $1 billion in headlines if they listened. But it seems hours later, they did. Now, I ain't seen no verified check mark on this account. And if you see, it's really nothing posted besides this. But it reads, "We thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food, warm welcomes, and the kind of country hospitality that feels like family. As a proud American institution, our 70,000 hardworking employees look forward to welcoming you at our table soon." Y'all want to look at the comments? Let's look at the comments. Fired the CEO, detached the DEI. renounced the Pride event support, canceled the remodels, reconstructing the board of directors. The new logo just drew attention to your liberal progressive corporate culture, and now we know we won't forget about it either. AJ wrote, too late. Stick with your coastal progressive elites and LGBTQ customers. I'm sure they've always been your core business, right? And then Lindy wrote, however, you outed yourself. Everyone knows you aren't the family, wholesome, conservative value establishment anymore. You fund LGBTQ parades. You hire he, she, them, sex who told MAGA not to eat there. Bye. Now, they said, we said we would listen. Translation, the customer is still king. Okay. As they say on South Park, okay. The old timer survives because the old timers still showed up, okay. And it's not just the pancakes, y'all, obviously. It's politics. Watch CNN admit the mood shift.
Democratic brand right now has about the appeal with the American voter as the Cracker Barrel rebrand has with the American consumers. Bad, bad, bad. What are you doing? Oh, my goodness gracious. What are we talking about here in terms of big party registration changes in the key swing states? Let's look at the key 4 swing states that, in fact, do keep track of registration by party. Look, the Republican Party is in their best position at this point in the cycle since at least 2005. In all 4 of these key battleground states, we go out to the Southwest. Arizona. How about Nevada? Republicans haven't done this well since 2005. Oh, my goodness gracious, at this point in the cycle. North Carolina, I couldn't find a point at which Republicans were doing better at this point in the cycle. It's at least this century. It probably goes way back in the last century. And Pennsylvania, very similar. Republicans doing better at this point than at any point. At any point this century, at least as far as I could find. Now, what types of gains are we talking about here for the Republican Party? Well, let's compare it to this point during the first Trump administration all the way back in 2017. Look at this. The Republican Party gains in party registration compared to this point back in 2017 during the Trump first administration. In Arizona, you got a Republican gain of 3 points. Okay, how about Nevada? Up the hill we go, even though we're sticking in the Southwest. A gain of 6 points. How about, again, we come to the East Coast, North Carolina, a gain of 8 points for the Republicans. And in the Keystone State, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, again, we're talking about a gain of 8 points. My goodness gracious, for Republicans, they are converting old former Democrats to their side of the ledger, as well as picking up new voters, registering new voters, and it absolutely paid off for them back in the 2024 election. Now, of course, Donald Trump has been president since January. Are there any bright spots for Democrats? Have they picked up any ground since January 1 in terms of party registration?
Let's see.
Not in these key swing states, these 4 key swing states. What are we talking about? Party registration margin gain since January 1, 2025. Which parties gain in Arizona? The GOP. How about Nevada? The GOP. North Carolina? The GOP. How about in Pennsylvania? We'll make it 4 for 4, the GOP. The bottom line is this, Jessica Dean. When it comes to party registration, Republicans have made massive gains compared to 8 years ago. They are in their best position in these key 4 swing states dating back at least 20 years. You have to go back at least 20 years, at least in the case of Nevada, longer in North Carolina and Pennsylvania. So Republicans looking pretty gosh darn good, at least when it comes to party registration. And we'll see what happens down the road. But at this point, as I said at the beginning, the Democratic brand is in about as good a position as the Cracker Barrel rebrand. It is bad, bad, bad for the Democrats.
Bad, bad, bad. Even CNN compared the Democratic brand to Cracker Barrel's rebrand. Flat. Unwanted. Rejected. Let's say cultural overreach has a receipt. Customers walk, voters flip. Now, if you want receipts over press releases, your team thing, man. Y'all be safe. Please go check on a friend today because you can quite literally be saving their life. Saving their life. Subscribe, share this, and bring back the burl in the comments if you made it to the end of the video. Peace.